Okay, the campaign you're most proud of.
Canadian Contraband. I was this was back in my heavy days, and I created this campaign where it was like a battle of the bands concept, and um, I got one music label, and then I said, and they were going to offer a contract to the winning band. I got Chorus Radio, and they gave me $250,000 of spots to be involved, and I they didn't even have an ad buy in it. I got $250,000 for the ad buy. As sponsors, Virgin Mobile was one of my sponsors. And I had put together celebrity judges. I had Richard Branson as a judge, head of Universal Music. I had head of Exclaim magazine, Ian Danzig. All these very music focused people. And then what we did, we had so every band put up songs and videos. They created a video, and then it was the most amount of views each video got, judged by the audience, and then the final three of all the entries would be judged by the professional judges. I held a concert in my courtyard behind me.
Nice.
Yeah. I held a concert. Three of the remaining bands and the winning band. And the winning band, ironically, was called Crown King. They were Crown King. I brought them all up. I became friends with them. Sean, who was the lead singer, was awesome. Taught him how to drink scotch. And then he wanted to change the name of the band. And I'm like going, oh, I love coming up with names. And I go, you do this, you do this, you do this. I helped him develop the name of the band. It was really funny. And then Universal Music signed them. And then he's now a huge DJ. But yeah, it was just so much fun. We had television exposure, interviews, everything.
Your favorite movie?
So I'm going to go a little bit different on this one. Being There, and that comes, and I'm going to jump ahead, and that comes from my favorite book, Being There by Jerzy Kosinski, and it is such a wonderful film, so uplifting. And you know what? If you watch it today, a guy that is a gardener becomes the president of the United States. I think it's a very interesting story compared to today, and it's a little bit of a dichotomy, really. But Jerzy Kosinski is an author I so admired growing up, reading him because he was in a occupied country, um, and basically wrote a number of letters through officials to create an identity to get himself out.
Okay. If Hollywood were to make a movie based on your life story, who would you want to play you?
Well, I don't think my life story is that fascinating as much as this conversation is, and some of the audience might find it interesting. And I've got favorite actors because I've done hundreds of celebrity interviews. My favorite people are like, because I interviewed them and met them, Johnny Depp and Robert Downey Jr. They're awesome. But, I mean, look at me. It's probably more of a Jason Statham, but I'm not really action oriented. So it'd probably be a completely new obscure actor.
Okay, you go for an unknown.
Yeah. Yeah. Let them give a break, and then I can blame them if it's not successful.
Oh God. And so if Hollywood did make this movie based on your life story, what would we call it?
That's a ringer. What would we call this?
I'd say from one opportunity to another.
You know what? Make your own luck.
Ah, that's a great one. Okay.
Yeah. It's just make your own luck.
We already heard what your favorite book is and why. So let's jump to your favorite song.
Um, God, Stairway to Heaven was always an incredible song for me, growing up. Um, and then Queen, just Rhapsody, Bohemian Rhapsody just touches on, because I actually like opera, so it touches on
Okay.
rock to opera to like it's got and I think he had 5 octaves. Um, I talked about that. We talk about this with Tara, my fiance, and we're like, is if you were to be like a little bit, you wouldn't know what to say to an artist if you met them. I'm like, there's no one live today, but I'm like, if I met David Bowie face to face, I'd stumble for words of what I would say. And no one else. I don't think anyone else. I'd be like, you know, fine. And I've met tons of them. But yeah. Anyway, doesn't quite it's a mixture answer.
The best advice you have ever received?
Um, the best advice I've ever received has been deep end. Don't be afraid of the deep end. Um, I think someone might have said make your own luck to me. And I prefer to try to quote people on that. I really do. I want to try to give credit where credit's due. Um, you know, I think that self confidence. I think that know you can do anything. Like know that you can absolutely do it. I have tested myself not only business wise or personally, but physically. I've done some health challenges where I've dropped 20% of body fat and 30 pounds in weight in 6 weeks. I've run marathons. Um, and I've run a marathon after I hadn't run a marathon for a decade on a bet.
That's
Um,
a hell of a bet.
yes, I felt like it was almost like I'm going to say, you got to be careful though, because I think some of these moments have almost killed me. So,
Okay.
but I think you got to, I don't know, living your life to the fullest, right? Living to the edge, living on the edge, has kept me alive. I drive motorcycles. I have a motorcycle club. I drive a convertible car so I can have the wind in my hair, etc.
If you could go back in time and give your younger self advice, what would you say?
Um, fiscal responsibility.
Okay. I think that's the first time that's ever come up. I think someone once said buy Apple stock, but
Sure, go back in time. No, I just you know, get some insurance, buy insurance, always buy insurance. By the way, always buy insurance. I learned that at a very young age and have lived by it and it's been amazing for me. But yeah, better financial responsibility. I wish my dad had got me a checking account, taught me how to invest or that type of thing. I learned that by the seat of my pants and I think that's something easy you can teach kids.
my signature closing question, if you weren't in media, what would you be doing and why?
So two loves, art and football.
Oh, okay.
Complete dichotomies again. I grew up loving art. I was artistic, creative. I ran, here I was literally at Lake Field in my last year, head of captain of defense football and head of the art room.
Two
So
things you don't see.
no, and Lake Field, that's the one thing I love about that school is it encourages art and sports. There's no, you don't have that jock mentality. But I loved art. I really did. I always thought I'd be an artist, but my dad was military and had in fact, I'm the first man in my entire lineage that hasn't killed for a living. Yeah,
Okay. Put
but
that on the t-shirt as well.
yeah, but I'm gonna say I have shot firearms and I've had instructors come up to me and go, you should do this professionally. And I'm like, what, kill people? Like, what do you, like, what do you mean do this professionally? I'm an expert marksman, but, anyway, art and football. I love football. Now I played Canadian football growing up in Canada, but the minute I got out of high school, sure, I quit high school and I immediately joined intramural rugby in Toronto and started playing with the Buccaneers and love playing. And then, but at one point, I'm in the restaurant business and I keep coming to work on crutches. It's a weekend
God.
warrior sport.
Yep.
But if I were to be reborn, I don't think I could choose both. So it'd be like football or art.